Hi Leo, this is Kelly from Moon Pie Tarot. This is your May love reading 2017. This is for Leo's sun, moon, and or rising. You can also check your Venus, excuse me, to see if that resonates. If this doesn't, well, you can check them all. Even if it does resonate, check them anyway, because sometimes this just gives you a small piece of the puzzle, and the rest of the your moon and your rising and Venus can maybe fill in the rest of the blanks for you. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. It really just depends. So I've already placed your cards, and card at the bottom of the deck, Leo, you have the Hangman. So generally speaking, this card is about, this is like so completely the opposite of who you are. The Hangman is about accepting our circumstances, accepting the situation. I'll just leave it right here. Accepting the situation. In the month of May, maybe that feeling of this is the best that you could do, this is the best it's going to get, and maybe feeling a bit sour about it, but dealing with it, you know. And I really, though, I have to say that I actually, you know, I don't pull reversals every once in a while. I have my own personal reasons for that, but I feel that this card is actually, so okay, what I really want to say, and because it's really in all in how I'm trying to articulate what I mean. When I read a card in the upright, I don't need it to be in the reverse, because I believe that everything is a yin and yang situation. Okay, there's positive and negative to everything. I don't need it to be in reverse to read its negative aspects. But I will say that given the nature of your spread, as I was looking at it before I began the video, and with this card, I feel actually that you may feel that your situation, your love life is not going to get any better, but I don't feel like you are going to accept that for this month. I'm just getting that energy from this card and the rest of the cards, the way they're playing out together. And given knowing your personality, I just feel like you're going to see that this situation, this is how it's playing out, but it's not good enough for you. You're not going to lay down and surrender. Even though this card is about surrendering, I don't see you really doing that. So here's what I was intuiting in your reading. The recent past, you have the Three of Rods. So I feel like at one point, either in the month of April or prior to that, you have either put something out there and you have been waiting for it to come back to you. How can I say? Either you've put your heart on the line, or you've said something to someone and you've been waiting for a response. This could have been messages that were sent out and you didn't hear anything. This card is about looking for things yet to happen. Okay, so I feel like in the recent past, even if you hadn't put anything out there to anyone, you've been waiting for an answer in some way as far as love goes. But I feel like you've been patient. You've been calm with someone, that either your love life in general, waiting for someone to come along, you've been patient, or someone that you've been dealing with, you've been patient with them. Either waiting to hear something back, hoping and waiting for a relationship to go to the next level, or if you're involved already with someone, waiting for something from them. But again, But I also feel like there's this element of getting so patient that you actually have even thought of reconsidering maybe this relationship, or maybe your dating life if you're single, maybe throwing in the towel. But you just have this fighting energy about you. Even though the surrender card is here, part of you is wanting to keep remaining calm and hoping and waiting, but the other part of you is like, no, you feel like you need to take things into your own hands in this month. You're not playing games anymore. You're not doing the puppy love thing. It's not a fairy tale. You have reality all around you, and you're ready to get moving. I feel like you're tired of waiting, actually. And the reason why I say that is because the center of your reading, you have the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is completely different than this Three of Rods. This Knight of Swords is boldness, is like jumping up and saying, no more. You see how these energies are so different? You go from just standing here, just waiting, to taking charge and jumping into the fire and making that decision to do something about this situation or this other person that you've been involved with. But crossed by that is the Five of Swords. Okay, so this is a card almost saying for you to be careful with your taking control of the situation. For an example, maybe you've expressed your feelings to another person. You've been waiting to hear back, and maybe they've been ignoring your messages. If you've sent out messages, texts or phone calls, and they've just been ignoring you, and that's hitting you in the ego, but it's also hitting your heart. And there's a sense, these two cards together here, there's a sense of anger. So it's okay for you to be assertive in trying to find out what's been going on, okay? But at the same time, you need to be very careful, because the fives represent unmanageability. And if your words come across that you are too brazen or too bold, you have to be a bit selective, because you shouldn't walk around walking on eggshells. Of course, you do need to say what's on your mind, of course, and Leo, you will, but maybe it's just saying for you to be careful that you don't overdo it so that you scare another person away. I feel like some of you are dealing with you have this King of Pentacles up here. So some of you are dealing with an earth sign, either Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, or you could be dealing with an Aries. But it doesn't have to be. This is just someone who is, they're a bit unemotional. And what I mean by that is they may be emotionally unavailable in some ways. They may be, they're definitely very reserved. This card, even if this is an Aries person, they do have that reservation with their emotions. They're more about practicality and business and structure, and you may be looking for more affection. And so this person could be a bit of a challenge for you, which could be the reason why this energy, you could be reaching out with passionate energy, and for whatever you've been trying to hear about or have come back to you. I was just thinking a cruise or information about tickets, or if you have plans and not hearing back from this other person. So this person could just be very work focused or career oriented, and they just don't pay attention to their emotions. They're on your mind. So I do feel like even if it's not any of those signs, it is someone like that. But this Five of Swords, it's also a benefit to you, because there may be something that needs to be said. Okay, so you have to, you may need to get tough on this person for this month. Okay, and so you may need to find that fine line between charging forward and getting your point across so that maybe they know that what's been, you may just say, it's rude for you to make me wait. I sent this message to you however long, and I said that this was going to happen, and this is and when and where, and blah, blah, blah. And I feel like this person may have been a bit careless with your feelings. Okay, so that's because you're a warm, sunny person. So you're not generally someone who's attacking, you are assertive, like, the lion, if there's something you want, but you're not mean. And so this energy may be causing you to feel that way. I think I said this for another sign earlier. Now, at the bottom, what's grounding and driving you is the Seven of Pentacles. All right, and so the Seven of Pentacles, what I'm getting from this card, I feel like this card is really about, your eyes are open now. You can actually see what's going on. This card is always linked to frustrating situations. So I do feel like whatever this situation is, even if someone didn't, you have to figure out for yourself, if you sent a message to someone 3 days ago and you haven't heard back from them, it could be that they're working. So you have to be careful that you don't come across too hard. Okay. You have to, for some of you, not all of you, you have to be careful that it's not your ego that is and your pride that's hurt or that's demanding of this person, because it could drive them away. But so the Seven of Pentacles is really talking about you need to, and as I was saying, perhaps you will be considerate of the situation. Try to take the whole situation into account of, maybe give the benefit of the doubt. Unless this is something that is always occurring in a relationship or in your life in general, then this could cause you to have this energy. But this Seven of Pentacles, the sevens, it's about ambitions and potential. So I feel like you're going to give this person a chance, but if you really didn't care about them, you wouldn't get this revved up about the situation. But you may be asking yourself, is this person bringing happiness to me, or can they? Is this a relationship going to go anywhere? How far have we come in this relationship? If you're involved with someone, or even if you're just dating someone, you may just need to know. You may have invested and put yourself out there or put energy into this situation, and they're just kind of being standoffish and maybe just talking business all the time. And maybe you're at this place now in the beginning of May where you're saying to yourself, what are we? Saying that to yourself, not to that person, because I always firmly believe that you should never ask another person, what are we? Because it's a shared thing. They don't get to dictate what the relationship is. It's a shared decision-making kind of a thing. So I feel like that one person may want something and the other person may want something else. So to find that compromise. So you may be just asking yourself now, well, where are we now? What are we going to do? Because this card is about reflection. So I see you reflecting. If they've been ignoring you, you could just be like, I'm not digging this anymore for whatever reason. This isn't going to work for me. Okay, so you have a lot of this energy happening in the beginning of May. Now going into like the second or third week, you have nothing to worry about. Okay, because you have the Nine of Cups. And I clarified that because I wanted to see why you go from all this junk here to this Nine of Cups happy, and then you got the Six of Rods. So there's some kind of a victory that's coming to you. Maybe you need it. Maybe you need to be assertive, and you need to stand up and step up and say and ask for what you want, or tell someone what you need, and really put it out there this month. Because I feel like if you do, you're going to get this Nine of Cups energy. And this victory card, the Six of Rods. Okay, so the Nine of Cups means that, you know, you'll get to this place where you're satisfied. So maybe there will be a response, a reaction to you standing up for yourself in this month. Okay, this is a card of happiness, the Nine of Cups, and it's also about winning. So I feel like whatever it is that you are trying to manifest with another person, or whatever the reason for this assertive energy and this forthright, you're going to be winning in this. Even if it means that you don't want to be with this person anymore, it's going to be a win for you. And even if it means that you do want to be with them, it's still going to be a win for you towards the end, you know, getting into the meat of May. Okay. In the position of you have the World. So this is great. This is you having it all. Okay. And Leo, you know, it doesn't surprise me that you would be in this position of having the World, because you're that person. You get what you want. But you do it with a smile, and you do it with love. You're not manipulative. There are some out there that maybe could be, but that's just some energy that needs to be let go of. But I feel like in general, Leo, you have this positive energy anyway. You cycle through things, you adapt to things, even though you're a fixed sign. You know that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. You know how the cycles work. Okay, you know that whenever the moon goes down, the sun comes up. You have that positive energy all the time. So you have faith. And it doesn't surprise me for you to have this card. Okay, I just feel like whatever's been going on with a particular person, everything is going to level out. You will win, or you will get what it is that you're looking for in this relationship, whatever that may be. Okay, it's really, I don't know exactly what you're looking for, but I know that the way these cards are playing out, that you need to stand your ground in May, and you need to speak up. Now, in the position of the other person, so this is how they view you, and also their energy. And I feel like this is more of their energy. They are, actually, it's weird, because the first thing that just came to me, if you look at this moon, you see this moon, it's what do we call this? A crescent moon. So look at these moons here. So this is a new moon where you don't see anything. And then it's crescent, and then it's full, and then it's crescent again, and then it's back to a new moon. Okay? So I feel like this person, because of whatever this energy is that came out, I feel like they are going from this new moon to this crescent moon, which is symbolic to me that the light is starting to come out. They are perhaps beginning to open up. Somehow, some way, you're getting them to talk. You're getting them to speak up, to share their emotions with you about how they feel. Okay, so light is starting to shine just a little. It's not a sun card, so I don't feel like this person that you're dealing with is going to, I don't feel like they're the type of person to jump right into the water. They stick their toe in first to check it out. So I feel like it's interesting, this card for me, is that your intention with them is to get to the heart of the matter, to get them to open up their emotions, and you will be successful with this. They will respond. They're going to respond slowly, so you don't want to force it too much. Be happy with the little bit that they give you. And they're also viewing you as someone that perhaps is able to put a little light in the darkness for them. Maybe they've been standoffish. I can't talk. The word, I make up my own words. I have my own dictionary. I don't know. Did you know that? Yeah, Moon Pie Tarot Dictionary. So they may have been a bit standoffish, just their personality in general. And I feel like you're able to shine a little bit of light on them, give them a little hope, some trust to let them know that you're in this for real. That because, as I said earlier, if you weren't, Leos do not go and make effort with people that they don't feel is worth their time. They just don't. When they invest in something, they expect a return. And if they don't get a return on their investment, they're out of there. They switch banks. That's how they are. So for some reason, Leo, whoever this person is, you're putting your energy into them, and whatever you're doing or will do in the month of May, you will have success with this. They'll start to own up a bit. Now, in the position of your hopes and fears, of course, the Nine of Rods will come up, because there's a fear that they may resent you. All right. So I don't pay too much attention so much to this placement in this spread, but it is important. So I do have to tell you that, and you probably already know, there might be a small piece of you that fears rejection, or fears that they will absolutely despise you for putting yourself out there. You may have this bit of fear to open up and stand up for what you want and say what you need. So you may have that fear, but I don't see this rearing its ugly head and dictating how you should handle the month of May. I actually see you being successful with this situation. Now, at the end of the month, justice is served. So Leo, and I think I'm going to caption, Leo gets what they want this month. Okay? The verdict is in and clarified by the Empress. A new beginning will start. Okay? So some of you may find out there's a pregnancy. Okay? Some of you may get to meet, if you're female listening, may get to meet your partner's family or mother, especially. Some of you give me a second. Just become that, you become that Empress, that energy. Your partner will think that you are the ultimate woman if you're a female of his life. And if you're a male listening and there's a female in your life, this is how you'll be viewing her. Okay, so for those of you who are males that are listening, this could be your partner also coming forward and snapping you out of it, that you could be dealing with an Earth sign who just snaps you out of it and says to you, hey, what are you doing? We're going, this is the direction we're going. Are you coming or not? Okay, and you might actually really appreciate that. And if you're single, this could be someone new coming in, okay, who is of the way I described this King of Pentacles. And this could be the energy playing out as well, okay? Or they playing it out with you. Right, but the Empress card can be about marriage. It can be about pregnancy. Sometimes a card can be about a breakup, like after two people break up, but I don't see that. I'm not seeing any of that energy here, because you've got these two cards. These two cards are the giveaway. This is the victory card and the nine of cups. This is happiness and victory. So I'm not feeling that there's a breakup. I don't know why I even said it. I really didn't need to. I guess I just wanted to tell you sometimes what the Empress card can mean. Okay. But for ladies, I feel like this person you're dealing with thinks that you are the most attractive person of his life, attractive woman, and vice versa, male for female. They know that you're ready to go to the next level, either marriage, some kind of commitment, and they want that, and they'll tell you that the justice will be served. You'll get what you want, because they're viewing you as someone who is good for them. So overall, I feel like your energy is really good. I just you know, I feel like with this hangman, you've been waiting and you've been patient and you've been doing everything, and now it's your turn to reap these rewards. But you're going to have to, you know, give your partner a push, or your partner may be giving you a push, and you may have needed them to do that. Okay? You may have been wanting for them to come forward and tell you what they want now. And I feel like that's going to happen. Okay? So, Leo, pretty great reading. I'm going to end your reading here. And for those of you who wish for a personal, private reading, just go to my website, moonpietarot.com, and all of my information is there, how I do my readings. You can choose whichever reading you like and whichever deck of cards you like. And I even have 24-hour emergency readings as well, if any of you are interested in having, if you need a quick reading. I can deliver that to you pretty quickly. Okay, so I hope that you have a wonderful month of May, and I will be talking to you soon. Okay, take care. Bye.